Good morning, everyone. Well, I had it all set up with what I was going to start this night. Then I got a message from my youngest daughter. That kind of threw everything around again. Well, how does that happen? God's will, not mine, kind of thing. And she let us know that at the end of this month, her and her partner in her business of murals will be recognized. Got the year's award for young people's achievements in our little county. Yes. Oh, well, what can I say? Aren't I one proud parent? I love to see things like that done for young people, by us older generations. And isn't that kind of what God likes to see when we acknowledge, not just harp around and point fingers at our younger generations, this and that, but when we see when they are contributing to the betterment of the community. In this case, beautiful murals make the town look like what? Acknowledge certain people in their mural for their achievements, this and that. All right. Very cool. Hmm. Beautiful. I'm just now I'm all elated and I don't need to say anything else. So uh, we have a really good mayor, and I have to say, and yeah, if anyone wants to take a little guidance from her, we also have the youngest in kind of office, 16. I guess he's about 17 now, in where he was elected into office here in the conservation something department, and he's doing a really good job too. Youngest one in the country, as far as we know. All right. Uh, One could just go on and on and on bragging about the wonderful young people we have here. Yes. All right. God's love is working here. God's will is working here. Yes. It's all still about restoration. Got that too. Now, let's go on. We're in 1 Samuel 28. The Philistines go to war with Israel. Dear me. It's just war. It then happened that the Philistines mustered their forces for war to fight Israel. And Achish said to David, "It is understood that you and your men go into battle with me." David said to Achish, "In that case, you will soon see what your servant can do." Achish replied to David, "Right, I shall appoint you as my permanent bodyguard." Well, that's taking an interesting turn here. Saul and the witch of Endor. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had mourned him and buried him at Ramah, his own town. Saul had expelled the necromancers and wizards from the country. Okay, well, that would be a step in the right direction, wouldn't it? Meanwhile, the Philistines had mustered and had come and pitched camp at Shunem. Saul mustered all Israel, and they encamped at Gilboa. When Saul saw the Philistine camp, he was afraid, and his heart trembled violently. Really? Who did he tell that to? Doesn't say. Saul consulted Yahweh, but Yahweh gave him no answer, either by dream, divination, or prophet. Is that right? Saul then said to his servants, "Find a necromancer for me so that I can go and consult her." Necromancers were all women there at the time. He didn't say him or her. Fine, just find me one. But he had expelled everyone. Now he falls back on, his servants replied, there is a necromancer at Endor. And so Saul, disguising himself and changing his clothes, set out, accompanied by 2 men. Their visit to the woman took place at night. Disclose the future to me, he said, by means of a ghost. Conjure up the one I shall name to you. The woman replied, look, you know what Saul has done, how he has outlawed necromancers and wizards from the country. Why are you setting a trap for my life then to have me killed? Oh, well, she's no dummy, but she doesn't recognize Saul as the king because he's disguised. But Saul swore to her by Yahweh, as Yahweh lives. He said, no blame shall attach to you for this business. The woman asked, whom shall I conjure up for you? He replied, conjure up Samuel. Well, now that should give her a clue who the heck that dude is she's sitting with. The woman then saw Samuel, and giving a great cry, she said to Saul, why have you deceived me? You are Saul. Oh. The king said, do not be afraid. What do you see? The woman replied to Saul, I see a ghost rising from the earth. What is he like? He asked. She replied, it is an old man coming up. He's wrapped in a cloak. Saul then knew that it was Samuel, and bowing to the ground, prostrated himself. I don't know if you guys know how this all works with psychics and this and that. Okay. I'm just saying, okay? I mean, it's like, Samuel. Wow. Oh, Father, I'm so sorry. We have so little faith when it comes to... Samuel said to Saul, why have you disturbed my rest by conjuring me up? Saul replied, I am in great distress. He's been in great distress for a while. The Philistines are waging war on me, and God has abandoned me and no longer answers me either by prophet or by dream. And so I have summoned you to tell me what I ought to do. Samuel said, why consult me when Yahweh has abandoned you and has become your enemy? Whoa, Samuel has. Wow, okay. Now beware who you conjure up. Yahweh has treated you as he foretold through me. He has snatched the sovereignty from your hand and given it to your neighbor David. And you, Samuel, did not guide Saul either. All right. Yes, see, one could have a whole conversation here, right here. I don't need to conjure nobody up. I know Samuel, David, Saul, everybody's already in spirit world. They're there somewhere doing whatever. And here I am, I'm reading, okay, what did you say at that time? What did you want at that time? Who did you employ to do whatever? And then what kind of guidance did you give? Or whatever. Yes, I can have a whole big old conversation without being anything, just knowing God's heart. Knowing my heart to mine, my conscience, where my conscience lies. And ask these guys, oh, really? Even from the grave, per se, conjured up as what? A spirit, a ghost, or as Samuel is still doing what? Really? Okay. Fine. Oh. Your hand and given it to your neighbor David. Has he? Because you disobeyed Yahweh's voice and did not execute his fierce anger against Amalek. Ooh. That is why Yahweh is treating you like this today. Is that right? That's not the truth. As far as I know, if one has read beforehand and remembers anything, that is not the truth. What is more, Yahweh will deliver Israel and you two into the power of the Philistines. Here we go. What did God try to do with Israel? Establish what? Oh, now he'll just flip-flop. Okay, done with Israel. Let's just let them become slaves again to the Philistines. Really? I don't know if anybody would want to work under someone like that. Would you want to? Then there's the other thing. If we want to believe the Bible, what happened with the rainbow? The promise of God. How about all the promises that he made to the Israelites? So God just breaks his promises too, does he? Well, according to this, he does. According to Samuel and how he's been conjured up as a spirit, telling now Saul, blah, 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 through this necromancer, Eldor. What? Really? Yeah, and you're going to believe that? Okay. Well, who am I to argue? Sorry, Father. It is what it is, right? Immediately Saul fell full length on the ground. He was terrified by what Samuel had said, and was also weak from having eaten nothing all that day and night. The woman went to Saul and, seeing his terror, said, "Look, your servant has obeyed your order. I have taken my life in my hands and obeyed the command which you gave me. Now please, you in your turn, listen to what your servant has to say. Let me offer you a piece of bread. Eat something and get some strength for your journey." But he refused. "I will not eat," he said. His servants, however, pressed him, and so did the woman. Allowing himself to be persuaded by them, he got up from the ground and sat on the bed. The woman owned a fattened calf, which she quickly slaughtered, and she took some flour and kneaded it, and with it baked some unleavened cakes, which she served to Saul and his servants. They ate and then set off and left the same night. Flip-floppers all around. Nope, no, I'm not going to eat. No, it didn't take much, right? Yes? I find that here, again, it's so much about the physical strength, right, that allows or is happening during that time. Yet here it was so really so wrong to say, no, I haven't not eaten, I haven't because I need to find my spirit. And I can only do that if I don't allow my physical body to just take over every time anything happens, right? Yes? No? Yet he was very easily persuaded to what? Leave with a full belly and a good rest, rather than, I need to really contemplate on this. I need to reflect before I react. I need some quiet time here. Has God really abandoned me? Or is it the other way around? Okay. People, it is as it is. That is that. What do you think? Bo's not happy. That's the dog here. He is not allowed on the furniture anymore. I cleaned everything again and trying to teach him, you got blankets on the floor, you got dog beds on the floor, you don't need your own chairs, every one of them. And he likes to roll in horse manure and who knows what, right? Yes? So he's not happy with that. He's literally any place that he can find something, the blankets in there, on the floor, the dog bed, the rugs that are laying anywhere. He tore up my sister-in-law's bed completely, and he literally rolls everything up, letting us know how unhappy he is that he's been degraded to the status of a dog on the floor. Right? Yeah. I find it interesting on how the people of today, when they're viewing the Old Testament, this and that, on how rather than, okay, what went wrong, just absolutely wrong, when it came to the relationship between God and Israel, that the Old Testament still to this day is used for, well, there you are. That's how God feels. This is what he wants done when it comes to fighting each other. Rather than what God was trying to establish with the people of Israel. And why so secluded? Why create his own people? And then give them the guidance. Yes, in the Ten Commandments, in the way that they had their feasts set up, their rituals for certain things to, right, even for, oh, you committed that sin, now okay, we got these are the steps to, right, make that right again, and the practices, right? So many of them, but also then the yearly get-togethers of the people to rejoice. And we were successful up to this point, and we followed God's guidance and guidelines. Yes, to become what? Really, truly God's people and everything. And not be influenced, not be what? Tempted by idols, certain other things other people out there had and their tribes, this and that. Okay. But what did they do? Mm. So I think one thing that one can, if you truly study the Old Testament, try to find, as I said, make that maze through the Old Testament and try to find God's word, God's heart. And on what just went completely wrong. And then what the people, due to the fact that, well, they wanted it the way they wanted it. They didn't want God as their guide. They didn't want to follow God's guidelines. And God says that himself. So you want a king? No, that's not. I'm not good enough for you. What I've given you should be. It's the best thing. Yet you want it a different way. So rather than finding truly God's word, God's desires, God's heart, and what it means to be God's people, the Israelites pulled God right out of, or tried to, God's environment. Pull him out into all their squabbles and fighting and wars. And it's not that God wouldn't give Saul guidance, that he wouldn't talk to him. Saul didn't want to hear what God had. He was too far off already. He had a direction that he wanted to go. So it would not matter what God would give him. He can't receive it. It's too blocked. Saul's too blocked. David is too. Because they already had their own agenda going. They weren't willing to retract and go and say, wait a second. We're completely off track. We're running a train without rails. So, there it is. So in today's world, God's people, well, anyway, I find that anytime there is anything where I want to forge ahead, even with the advice of others, according to my own desires, it's never right. When I take a step back, again, reflect before I react, and say, well, wait. I don't want to be a part of other people's power struggles. Eh? Yes? Or fighting over anything. And I realize that God will always give me what I need, not what I want. I then just have to appreciate even more and be grateful for the part that is needed. And then again, make the best and greatest out of it. The thing is, it's one of those things where I just went through that again recently. And the amazing thing is when you suddenly come to the realization where you're going, oh my gosh, just let go. Why are you holding on to something that so doesn't matter if you hold on to it or not? That's not my purpose in life, to start hoarding things towards me. In any area, not just the physical, but also things that by right is mine, or this or that. Let it go. The freedom. People talk about so much freedom in this country, this, that. True freedom. Do you even know what true freedom is? True freedom is just let it go. Just watch. See what happens. Don't let others abuse things or others. Then you step in. But if that's not happening, again, depends on the abuse again, what you consider abuse. But just let it go. Yes. Keep your heart to mind, your conscience clear from clutter. Yes? That's how you become one of God's people. A true son, true daughter of God. Right? Yes. Okay. That's all I have to share today. I just put the baby, the mother hen, and with the 3 babies over into the chicken coop. We'll see how it goes. Yes, it also happens to be my mother-in-law's birthday today. And interestingly enough, while we were walking over there, my brother-in-law helped me carry the box over, and he says, hey, it's Mom's birthday today. I'm going, oh, Mom, okay, now looky here. But here's a mama hen with 3 chicks. Please take good care of them. Yes? I don't conjure up spirits and this and that. Tell me what. No. I ask them, and again, how interesting. Coincidence? Her birthday today? This, not him mentioning, we're carrying. Okay. No, let's just ask for help. Hey, need a little job? Would you like a little job from the beyond to the here? There, you got it if you want it. We'll see, right? Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful day here. I still have to cook. They're still working in the kitchen. I got no sink in there. I can't really get to the stove. And so I'm crock pots come in really handy with that. And made the best kind of soup stew yesterday. Oh, so many goodies from the garden. And zucchinis. I'm going to make a song. I'm going to write a song about zucchinis. We have so many zucchinis. It's working out just great. Oh, Bo. Come on. You don't need to go in right now. Let's finish this up first. Yes, so. Anyway, yeah, and I'm just zoning out and just thinking about so many different things again. But in it all, I search within myself. So is there that peace? Is there that peace that? Yes. If you have that peace within yourself, realize the freedom that comes with. Okay, do you want this? All right, go right ahead. That nobody can take that from you. It doesn't matter what situation you are in. Yes? So there it is. Yeah. People searching for God. Well, searching the right places. Yes? Yeah. God's love, blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to you another time.